Hello, my name is Era and I will be reacting to the What You Want dance practice by CORTIS. Now, I did already react to the song and the music video. You can find that up there in the eye or in the video description. And yes, we have an overlay. I'm still testing around how to do this, so just bear with me. I can remove it if there's something that I really want to point out properly. And do I have anything else to say? I do think it is important to mention that I did see the choreography to go and I didn't like it. In my personal opinion, it did not fit the song. So I am curious to see how it differs here. And also I do see what's there on the ground and I have no idea what that is. I tried to find something out because I did, like, I gathered all the videos together to have them like in a playlist. And since I've seen this in the thumbnail, I've been trying to figure out what it is and I have no idea. So I'm highly intrigued. And I think we'll just get into it. Also, I know the dance practices are a bit longer and that there's stuff at the end. I'm not gonna watch that. I'm just here for the choreo to the song. So that's what we're doing. So let's start. Are those treadmills? They are. What? Okay, no one can say this group isn't creative. Okay, I give them that. I might not like the songs a lot. I might be somewhat neutral on the music videos. This is very creative. I respect that. That's such an interesting approach. Like there's a thing with the fact that the most groups differentiate themselves from each other is through how the choreographies are. That they just come out and are like, oh, we have a choreo of treadmills. It's like very bold, very interesting. That's fascinating. I hope they use it throughout and not just like in the beginning and the end or something. Let's see. Oh my god, that's so complicated. They must have been so careful when practicing. It's nice. It's also good that they aren't fully relying on it. I already like this choreo more than the one for Go because the reason why I didn't like the one for Go is because the song itself was similar to this one in the sense that it's at the very least perceived slower tempo, and the choreo was very fast and very sharp throughout the entire song, which I just don't vibe with. I do think the choreo should be a proper extension of the song. This one I like more because there already were moments where they were slower and not doing as many sharp movements, which is a bonus. But I still continue to think that this group just isn't for me. I still want to give them a chance, I believe. But I am conflicted. They jump back without looking, what? The one thing I'm really interested in is how they practiced. Because even if they practice without the treadmills for safety, they still wouldn't have been able to practice properly. Because the treadmills changed the entire flow of the choreo. Okay, the best comparison I have right now is Hamilton, because Hamilton uses a circular rotating stage with two individual circles that move. There is a big difference between the actors doing that, like practicing the choreos without the circle and having to move themselves, and practicing with the circle. So I think that's like the best comparison I have right now. I'm so sorry. So in that regard, I'm curious to know if they I know they published a documentary, and now I'm wondering if they might have shown the treadmill dance practice or if it will come out, because if it does, I might check it out just out of curiosity to know how they did it. Because this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay. That was a nice sequence. I do like that. I read somewhere, I think I saw it on Reddit. Someone was like, CORTIS is a group aimed at teenage boys and young men, and like I'm seeing it. I don't quite agree with that description of groups, but I can like understand why people interpret it that way. And I'm gonna be honest, I still think that I personally don't like them. I'm very curious to see how they develop over their rookie year, just because that is like the rookie year is defining in the way that a lot of bigger companies especially will either stick to a concept or test around. With them now, I'm curious how that will develop over their rookie year. So I will probably keep up with them in the sense of like music videos. I think that's the best approach for me personally right now. But we've finished this. I feel like something's bothering me about the treadmill use, but I'm not sure how to articulate it. It's very interesting how they're handling it, especially with the jumping between them. But something in me is like, something's missing. But let us continue. They're good though. I feel like managing the treadmills for stages might be really difficult. It's just a little observation. The sharp movements here work a lot better than for Go, in my opinion. My personal interpretation. So I do like that they are... I don't want to be mean. I'm really trying to not sound like a mean person with this, because it's just my opinion, okay? I do not have any weight in their reality, alright? The way their choreos seem to be, and I'm saying this very carefully because I've literally only seen 2 songs. And I know there's another one. The way that the choreos for Go and What You Want function and how they are done look very cohesive and very disorganized at once. And what I mean by that is that they each break off into individual stuff in the middle of the choreo, which is fine in and of itself. However, I find for smaller groups, like they are 5 members, for these smaller groups that can cause a lot of dissonance. There was a group where I had the same issue, but I don't remember who it was. It was this year, but it was like early in the year. There was some groups choreography also with like less members, like under 7 definitely, where I had the same issue. And for bigger groups, like to take the extreme, Triple S, they can get away with this. Because they can literally have 5 group people together on one side doing the same thing while like other units do other stuff, and they can get away with it because it's still cohesive in some way. Here it's way more pronounced that they are all doing something different, which fits the overall concept, especially because I just remembered what their debut EP is actually called. Color Outside the Lines, I'm pretty sure was it. So in that way it makes sense. Isn't that also the group name meaning somehow? Probably. Regardless, it bothers me a little bit, which, again, I have no weight here. I'm just making silly little YouTube videos, sharing my opinion. So that's just my problem. Also, I'm very much hoping that the guy on the very Which side is that? On the very right is going to go all the way around in the back, but like fitting to the song. Let's see. Kinda, maybe a little bit. Okay, not quite. I can live with that. I have apparently a talent for pausing right before the end, going on a tangent, pressing play, and then it's over in 10 seconds. So I should probably be a little bit more careful with that. Regardless, this is a very interesting approach. The treadmills might be an absolute horror to manage for actual stages and concerts and stuff. So I can absolutely imagine that performances of this will be selective and carefully managed, because you know, if they're in their company building, they can manage all of this. They probably have technical people in-house they can call when something breaks. But dragging all of this, because these also seem like very specific treadmills that you can't just replace. So this will be an absolute horror to perform live. But I respect it, because you have to take risks. And this is very creative. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do something like this. I wouldn't be surprised if someone did before do this to some capacity, but I cannot recall. So overall, my issues persist. They are consistent across what I generally don't like. And with CORTIS specifically, which is fine. I do want to reiterate, I am allowed to dislike things. I feel like it has to be said these days a little bit more. I'm allowed to have my opinion, you're allowed to have your opinion, and we can talk about it respectfully and share our own views while still disagreeing in this regard. So I do keep liking the song more and more as I hear it more, so this is absolutely a song that will grow on me with time, even if I am not that interested yet in the group or their choreos or their performances, which is also fine. Also, I do want to mention, especially this year, this has been a growing thing that continues to be that I just don't like the new groups, which is also fine. There are plenty of other groups I'm actually interested in. So, regardless of that, I will just end it here because I have nothing else to add. Thank you for watching. I did already said that I reacted to the song and the music video in the beginning, so I will leave it at that. There are more videos on my channel, and that is all I have. So thank you for watching. Have a very good day. Drink tea. And with this, I release you into the depths of the universe once again. See ya!